Welcome everybody to Yapping Walters. I'm your host Walter, and today we have a guest. Introduce yourself.
Hi, it's me, Cici. I'm the crab from the stars who stayed for the open bar, and I am very happy to be here.
Happy to you to join us. And that I'm not alone in probably in this, but that intro reminded me of Hololive member called Nerissa. Maybe you know her.
Oh, the Rizzler.
Yeah, the freaking like your man, like how you said it, and how Nerissa says her intro is like you two were similar in that. But it's a compliment.
All right.
It's a compliment, don't worry.
Oh no, exactly. Like someone like on that level of professionalism. I'm like, I'm just gonna brush my shoulders off, look a little smug, like.
Professionalism, my butt. Sometimes, like what clips I have seen from her, they are not that professional.
Yeah.
It's a.
I imagine they need to like constantly be like, I could be unhinged, but there's a level I gotta hold back.
Yeah, it's. I believe it's. Maybe I'm wrong, and well, because I don't know how Hololive works as a company. Like Hololive feels quite strict, like with their talents and that's what they say, what they cannot say. Of course, in most of the times they are not like, for example, Bao or Cottontail or like any like. They are more tame for an obvious reason because they are representing Hololive as a band, I like imagine if Bao would be in Hololive. Imagine that.
Oh god, her thirst tweets. They're poetry, don't get me wrong.
Or like any other like hella unsay so VTuber that you can imagine in Hololive. Yeah, that will not work. She will be graduated in a freaking heartbeat because they are freaking.
Oh really?
Yeah, because like Hololive in general is tame as hell because at least in my eyes they are tame compared to Bao or Lucy Pyre or any like quote unquote unsay so like VTubers. Like compared to Bao to freaking Gagura, for example, they are way different, more tame.
I'm definitely different from like my IRL work life versus VTubing. I have to be very wholesome, polite at my job. And whenever I'm here, I'm like, I get to turn on my brain. I get to, just be a silly little anime girl online who doesn't always use her brain. But like, who needs to do that?
I believe that's most of the cases, like because VTuber or in a nutshell streaming or making content is people's maybe way to like relax, do dumb fun stuff, just be themselves. But like in work, put any work in the case that you have to like you have to act like in certain way in some work, like if you are meeting like a higher up in a company, like yeah, you're not gonna act like a crazy maniac or like unsay so
there we go.
And like any of that
I just had to fix one of my sound panels because it was starting to fall off, and I'm like, ooh.
But like I said, VTuber content creation in and of itself is people's hobby, and for some it's their job. And well, if content creation is your job, well, congrats, you have made what most people want to be their job. But like for a lot of people, content creation is their job and their way to basically be themselves, like without a filter. In TOS terms, of course.
Oh yeah, like on my channel, I try and make it as clear as possible that I am unsafe. So I try and make it as clear as possible. So it's like, I gave you the warning. I told you. You can't say I didn't tell you. I have all the content warnings up for every stream, like all like the the profanity and like unsay-so content, to put it lightly, because it's like I'm letting people know you can't be mad at me for something that I gave you a warning for.
That is a fact, and it's everybody's their own way like doing content, and it doesn't like. And end of the day, for content creation is a freaking, and internet is in general. I would say if you cannot have fun in the internet, that's sad. And if like VTubers, like freaking some VTubers are like very unsay-so, like, or unsay-so in general, like yourself are unsay-so most of the time on your streams. That's normal. Like, I hate some people who are saying like you have to be serious on the internet. No, you can be just do dumb things.
Just silly, goofy.
It's the internet. Who cares?
I was talking to someone I play D&D with, and I just barely missed this era. But he was telling me a story about how when people would like send images to each other, it would go like line by line by line by line. And this was in the golden age of things like Goatsy and stuff. And he'd be like, wow, one of my friends is sending me something. Oh, it's that. And you would just have to wait line by line for it to load in. Like, yep, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable. And speaking of D&D, have you played Bluesky 3?
I have, yes. I have my 2 favorite romanceables that I try and branch out, but I always come back to.
Historian?
No, actually.
Oh, that's
my
surprising.
top 2 are Will and Karlak.
Will, I don't get it because he's to me is like He's like
For me, he's just a sweet guy, and sometimes I just want someone who is gonna be sweet, give me compliments, and not be insane. Sometimes characters that provide stability, I really like. In like do I see myself with them sense.
Yeah, and luckily with Baldur's 3, I like every character, but like I always tend to go to with Karlak as a romance option because I just like her best. Yeah, Shadowheart is alright, but not for me. But an Astorian, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but like,
I feel like with Astarion, I would more be friends with him. He feels like, oh yeah, this is our friend. He's kind of a jerk sometimes, but we all love him.
Yeah, like, and that's thanks to mostly with Neil Newborn and Astorion's writers that made him like that. So huge props to that, Neil. And
absolutely.
And with like why I always choose Karlak, just like how I say this in a good way. First of all, I like her story. It's freaking and her personality like is like I don't like she's very open. There's like she's really open. Like in I believe in one of the romance option, like in one of the Roman cutscenes, I believe she like says that I'm gonna ride you until the stars, and yeah, I'm meaning in the exactly way that people are thinking. And now like not everybody would say that out loud in out there, but like she does. And like I like people who are open. I don't like people who like are acting in a certain way. Like certain VTuber was a while back because it's for the May of 5th, aka May 4th today, and if everybody has been around on the internet a few days, yeah, you people have seen what certain VTuber did. I don't need to probably say the name because everybody can guess.
This past like month has just been insane. No breaks.
April in a nutshell was because like Gargura's graduation, Matara Guns. She's leaving Visoyo, I believe, 12th of May.
Yes.
Cinder's shit show. And that whole thing was going like a week, and still it is still going. And yeah, it's not been. And Nishi I should have double checked his name, but one of the Nishi-chans is EN talents, English talents are graduating. I don't remember who exactly, but some, because I don't watch Nishi-chansi. But like,
yeah,
that company in and of itself is ass, in my opinion, and how they treat their talent sometimes.
God, yeah. One of the things that it's so funny when people are like, oh, the VTuber community is on fire, but one thing that people forget is with small streamers, very small streamers, we're not in the same circle as the big people who are having all these issues. And so it feels like I'm sitting like on a lawn chair in my little small VTuber neighborhood and watching the people in like the big city go crazy.
Yeah, pretty much. Of course, if you're like friends of like big streamers and they got into drama, then that's a different story. But most of the time, you'll see big VTubers or big content creators having a drama, and you're watching in sidelines. If you're not fan of like that content creator or that content creator or this content creator, etc., and you're watch and taking maybe even sides. Like a lot of people like myself are taking Nanoless's side in this story, in the drama of bloody hell, of course, and that's like, of course. But like usually, like you said, usually it's watching like a big like kind of like watching from countryside to a big city, kind of like you're a countryside person and you're going into a big city. And you're like, what the hell is this?
Oh, I just realized, have you been able to hear me like swallowing my drink? Because I'm like, apparently I swallow loudly.
No. No, don't worry.
That could be taken many ways, but we're not gonna elaborate.
Like, and like a lot of people say, if you don't get involved in drama. Of course, if you have an opinion about it, then why not share it? But like, usually it's a good advice to just not go into drama. Because maybe some brands are done, maybe some people don't like it. If you want to work with some brands, maybe they don't like that you're getting involved, etc. But also it's good for yourself that not to get into drama, because that will wear off your brain and your like freaking your feelings for the day. Like, yeah. And also, please,
sorry.
Please, VTubers, for God of sake, stop doing drama content, because it's, in my opinion, ass.
God. So like, there's one thing that I'm having to get used to now, being in content creation, a very public space, a very like, again, people in the VTubing community sometimes forget that people are watching you, people are watching your behavior and conduct. But there's something I'm gonna have to get used to, which is whenever I would have a falling out with someone, or whenever someone hurt me, in a way, my reaction is to, sorry, it sounds really grim, but treat them as if they've passed away. Like, I delete all like my chats with them, I block them on everything, and I'm realizing now that I'm in a very public space, I'm like, I can't just delete everything anymore. I have to keep records of things, and the reason why I would just delete everything is because I wanted to move on in like a healthy way, to not like hold on and obsess over these negative feelings. But I don't know if I could do that anymore.
I would say for me it's different. Like I'm myself. Like I'm myself in work, and I'm myself in content creation. It's just like I am how I am. I know where, of course, when and where to act differently. if I'm in with freaking in work, of course I'm not gonna like start swearing a lot of that and that stuff because I swear quite a bit, even though I shouldn't because it's might be a little bit cringe, but still. But like for me, I don't for block like blocking wise on, for example, if you block somebody on Twitter, I don't like that. I don't do that because for me it's just waste of time. I'm just gonna ignore that person. And yes, if you don't like, if you don't like that person, yeah, block that. It's just my dumb way to be that I don't just block. It's just my dumb way. But but mostly don't do like I do because I'm a dumbass. if somebody like gets to your nerves and hate, like trash talks you and that stuff, and you hate his post and that stuff, yeah, block him. Yeah, of course. Or in YouTube case, just don't watch his content and that or that person's content. But it's just my way of doing dumbass things. It's just my way.
One of my friends is always save screenshots of everything, but in the past I just didn't because I didn't want to hold on to any trace of that person. When I move on from someone and have a falling out with someone, I'm a very nosy person naturally. And if I keep records of something, I'm constantly going to look at it and hold on to these feelings.
Yeah, that's very understandable. And like, there's not right or wrong. Maybe this sounds dumb, but in my opinion, there's not right or wrong way to move from a friendship that ex-friendship. There's not right or wrong way. Of course, like you can move in peaceful ways, or you can move it violent way. But like I said, there's no right or wrong way. Maybe like with all the times of all the experience you will get in life, you'll most of the time you should learn from there. Like if somebody is a person who manipulates you, and you learn that like in the future you learn from that. Or if you wanna learn from someone on content creation, you learn that. Like life in a nutshell, I would say life is about learning, like, and getting experience, because nobody is gonna be the same person I'm not gonna be the same person in 10 years. No, that's just life, how life goes. I might be similar.
Looking at past me, like, oh.
I might be a similar person, but I'm not exactly the same, because I'm gonna be older, first of all, but like personality-wise, because when humans like grow older and older, their personality a little bit changes, because it just happens with age. It just happens naturally.
Like when I was younger, I first wanted to be a zookeeper, and then as I got older, I wanted to be a mortuary beautician, because I'm like, the client's not gonna talk back to me, and I like doing makeup. And now I am working in education and being a VTuber.
Yeah, but
it's changed so much.
Like in everything, life takes you to different places. You can be, you can like, and all, like in generally life, in generally your taste, for example, for video games or like movies and anime and that stuff will change in 10 years or in a year. It could even change. Like you can like this game for multiple years, but if you have played enough of that or the game's going to shit, you can start to say that I don't like it, I hate it nowadays, and that stuff. Like I said, life takes you different places, and you're gonna be a different person with when you get older. That stuff. But the best thing is you get experience from it. All the experiences, bad experiences and the good ones. and try to take lessons from all of them, because it will help you in different situations. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's a bad or good situation. You learn.
Mm-hmm.
And like I lost my thoughts.
So I have this issue where it's like I never know when that's one of the flaws of myself that's carried on. It's gotten better. It's gotten a lot better, but sometimes I get so excited to talk to someone, and then my friend's like, "You have not stopped talking at all." I'm just like, "Oh, sorry."
Well,
it's a flaw that's carried over.
Well, like I said, everyone is different, and everybody's experiences are different. So, and like freaking, some people, this applies to content creation. Your videos or your streams or your like TikToks and that stuff are not gonna be same now than they're gonna be in a year, because practice makes it. You will be better if you practice and make it. You will like, I can say, like, when I started editing, that was horrendous, but now it's way better because I learn from experience and that stuff. And it's
oh my god, I just remembered when I first started VTubing. Not counting 2022 because I only did that for like a few weeks and I fell off because I didn't like the model I had. It wasn't what I truly wanted. I tried starting off being like a mommy voice VTuber, but I don't take myself seriously. I am not attracted to myself, which is what I tell my friends whenever they call themselves ugly. I'm like, you're just not attracted to yourself. And they're like, oh my god, I can't argue with that anymore. And so I just couldn't keep it up. And now I use my natural voice, which, according to one of my friends, sounds like a squeaky toy. Or another friend said, you sound like a Disney Channel like mean girl who like starts off as the best friend and then like ends up being the antagonist by the end of the movie, and I'm like, that's really specific.
And I said this to a friend who is gonna do another song cover because he's afraid of singing. I said, like, everybody hates their own voice, so it doesn't really matter what you think how your singing is gonna be, because everybody like I said, everybody hates their own voice. Like, I hate my own voice. Like, I hate it when I'm editing and I hear the freaking my voice. I hate it. But if you, for example, if you do more covers, song covers, you'll learn to like take it, and you're getting used to, even though you hate it. Or same goes to like doing videos and doing speech for the video. You learn to get used to it, even though you dislike it.
God, I can't wait till I'm able to do covers. I was going to do them with my current recording equipment, but I live in an apartment and I have a theater voice, which means whenever I've been trained for singing, I, for years, was trained to sing loud enough that the parking lot can hear you. And that doesn't fly in an apartment.
Well, you could get like freaking sound panels.
Oh, I did a test in one of my friends' like rooms who does music and has like sound panels all over her room. And she was like, I could hear you from my bathroom.
Or if you want a budget, results, just throw a blanket between you and a mic.
I did. And I got a piece of paper on my apartment door saying I was being too loud. Like, I one thing that I can give myself credit for is powerful voice. Powerful voice. Which is one thing that sometimes I notice when I hear other like VTubers do covers and such, is a lot of them have very soft voices, which is great for a lot of songs.
And like also the freaking like how I'm gonna say this. Also, like you will not get it perfect at the first like attempt. Like of course, because singing, like any hobby or any professional, you cannot be perfect at it, like at the first time. Like
also, sorry for the sudden cutout. For some reason, whenever my headset dies, my mic also turns off, despite them being separate.
Is your headset wireless?
It is, and it normally didn't do that before, but I switched some stuff out in like my voice meter and like virtual cable stuff, and so now my mic dies. Well, my mic dies. My mic just stops taking input when my headset dies. I'm just like.
And like, yeah, like I can say this from game development's perspective. Like the freaking code that I started with the first game that I was doing as a practice. That's a freaking ambulance or a fire truck, or if anyone.
Oh, train.
Oh. Oh well.
I live across from a train track, and even with like the triple pane windows.
Yep, back to the freaking point. The freaking first practice game that I was making, the code was spaghetti, but the current one that I'm making is way simpler and way more understandable. But because I practice all the time, and I read, and I learn coding and that stuff because of course I'm gonna be interested in that. So, and that, like, if you learn more singing, and that's like, if you learn anything that you are more interested, like anything, you're gonna be better at it, like in a freaking, at least maybe in a year, maybe 2 years. Of course, it's everybody's own time. Everybody's not the same, like freaking person. We are not clones of each other. Hell no. Like I said, it will take time, and just practice. It will be good.
I promised my community like a big batch of covers if they can help me fund my recording equipment. I promised to cover almost, not counting the variants, but almost all the JoJo openings. I'm so excited, but it's also like, these are classic, really beloved anime openings. And I'm like, I hope I do it. Yeah, I hope I do it justice.
Yeah, like, in my opinion, it's the important thing that you try your best. That's the important thing. If you I know people are gonna get mad because, well, it's their maybe their favorite anime and they love the song, and they don't like if the cover is not as good than the original. Maybe that stuff, or maybe whatever the thing is. But in my opinion, as long as you try your best, that's the best thing. And like,
I'm sorry.
And like, freaking, I know, like, whenever I'm gonna release the cover album, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be rip my voice first of all, and I have to get a new mic because Blue Yeti is not really suited for really suited for for this purposes. It is like good, like streaming and making both, like recording audio, like speeches and that stuff. It is good for, but like singing, it sounds ass. Like I have I have tried it, it sounded as I have my friend who's an actual singer tried it and it sounded as. So there's that. So I'm gonna get a mic that is a bit good hybrid. Because what the hell why the hell I would get two mics that are not good for both? Like, but it's just better that sell the current one and buy a new mic that is good for like streaming and recording, singing. And then of course for covers it's not only the singing. Of course you have to have a mixer who mixes songs. But that's you can find that like quote unquote easily on different places. Like,
you know what's funny? I got my mic through certain circumstances. It's a great mic. It's a Shure SM7B, but I got it for free. And people are like, "What do you mean you got it for free?" And I'm like, "But I didn't get it for free in a good way." And it's like, "What are you talking about?" We had a family friend who was a musician. He passed away, and they didn't want to like. They heard that I have been doing voice stuff or have been like doing things that might use it. They're like, "Hey, do you want it?" And I'm like, "I mean, thank you. I'm really happy, but I'm mostly just sad right now."
May that person rest in peace.
Yeah, it was really unexpected, but it's gotten me through a lot. It's great. It helps a lot with stream quality in general. It's helped me out a lot. I definitely say some things into this mic, but one of the things that I couldn't inherit was his sound recording booth. And if I had a place that was big enough, I would put my whole gaming setup inside a sound booth just to help with like noise and everything. Oh, sadly I cannot.
Well, there is kind of a do-yourself version of that. Just buy like those fake walls that you can move around, and you can like build that like and put sound panels on that. Maybe that works. I have seen more scuffed ways, but that's one way to do it. And like, but yeah, like if when I'm able to move to a bigger apartment, I'm hopeful that I'm actually able to like. The current place where I am is good enough, like for its own. It's a good place. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I would like to have like the dream of mine would be like two PCs, two setups, one PC for like game development that there's like nothing else than Unreal Engine and Steam's Blender on that, and of course like a web browser to read and learn stuff. But other than that, it sits there and it's not connected to anything except of course it's connected to internet and that stuff, but like nothing else. And then the other PC will be like my streaming PC and that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that's way in the future because that will be expensive. But you can always dream. You can always plan.
I never plan anything. I only just now started planning a schedule, but I can never plan like how it goes. I have like redeems that I notice like communities, they love having redeems that inconvenience you. And I mean this in a fun way. I find it fun. I like how it interrupts the flow of things, like switch things up a little. Like I have a workout redeem. I also have one where they can make me like stop what I'm doing and do karaoke.
Oh yeah, that pretty much is sums it up. It's a pretty much in a nutshell version that viewers love hurting their streamers in a fun way because they want to see their streamer suffer or having scuff. It's pretty much that, and it's for the content. So who cares? Who cares? As long as you're having fun and that stuff. Doesn't really matter how you are gonna be. Like if I would be able to I will put the freaking like a hot one style of a freaking channel point that if somebody if somebody buys that channel point, I have to eat like a really hot chili, because that would be, first of all, that would be hella quote unquote easy. Oh, actually, it would be hella fun content to viewers, and yeah, I would be hurting as hell because it's freaking hot as hell. Like, if I would be able, I would get all the time to go ghost pepper chili and eat that, like almost regularly. But it's quite, it's freaking quite difficult to get.
Addicted to spicy food.
What is the best spicy food in your opinion?
I mean, my go-to, just like easiest to get, is like, the fire noodles that were trending. I just eat those casually, like bulldog. And the 3 times noodles that like started sending people to like hospitals, which I'm like, they're not even that bad. You guys are just weak. You're just weak. Yeah, they're really not that bad. People hype them up to be like really bad. It's not that bad. But apparently it's even supposed to, all my friends find it that it hurts coming out, and I'm like, no, it's not that bad. I guess even my intestines have built a resistance.
I believe like if a human body eats something or gets used to something, they will be like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind it. But like if they first time eating like a spicy food, then they're like, I'm gonna die. It's if it's like out of the range out of the comfort zone.
But I'm gonna make it a tradition where whenever a VTuber friend visits me, and we're gonna do like a collab, except we're next to each other, and gonna eat those. I did that when my boyfriend visited, because he is long distance. We met through VTubing, through our mutual love of VTubing and TF2. And when I was having it, there's this clip where it's like I'm eating in silence, and he's like, oh, oh, and someone plays like the drum riff for like the Orange website, while he's like making those noises, and I'm like, the comedic timing is too good.
Yeah, and like I would like to see more VTubers do more in real life collabs, or like a VTuber visits another one and that stuff. But like traveling is expensive and that stuff, and maybe some aren't that comfortable with like visiting a quote unquote internet friend, because for different reasons. But I would like to see more of that. I like Giri's onigiri stream, like cooking streams, are hella fun because they at the same time they are scuff, and at the same time it's really fun to freaking like to see that content, how it has been how it shows like different like Giri's personalities and the freaking other ones like chemistry. It's really fun to see that. But like I would say like Giri's streams are perfect example for the freaking how you are gonna like how you are gonna do the stream or the content in of itself to freaking like if the like two streamers are vibing each other and that stuff. That's the perfect way to show the chemistry, show the vibes, and are having fun. And the freaking Giri streams are and well, the more how I say this, the more how the hell am I gonna say this? The Giri stream, blah, blah, my brains are losing my thoughts, Jesus. But like end of the day, like Giri streams show the results because they're making food. Yeah, that's the perfect way. They're showing their results because they're making food, like I said. And maybe it's scoof, maybe it's not. And like she's making collabs with different people like Pirate Software, Matarakan, and that stuff. and like it is going. Sorry, my eye. It's going. What I have seen from the content and from the highlighted videos, because I'm more of a video person. I try to be a streamer person nowadays because a lot of friends of mine are streamers. A lot. So I try to balance that with like meeting people and that stuff.
It's I need to remember to watch other people's streams more often. I think I get so caught up in trying to like, what am I going to do with my content, that I just forget to sit down and watch people's streams.
Yeah, like and I know that people say that connecting is the important thing, like blah blah blah, but like for the like it's a good way to support people and have fun, because maybe they are playing some game that you have played and you like the game and you want to see their reaction of that game, or you enjoy their content in and of itself, like, and that stuff. Even though, like I said, I'm a more video person who likes to watch videos more, but yeah, it's still I am getting better and better to catching people's streams, but I'm just more, I like more videos. It's just, maybe it's weird, but maybe it's not. It's just my way, like watching content.
Oh yeah, I tend to watch clips more often. It's just easier, especially like work-life balance. It's just easier to catch people's clips.
Yeah, and like also it's, like I said, it's my preference, and everybody has their own preference, and there's nothing wrong about it. No, enough of that. Enough of yapping. Let's move to the actual questions that I have.
Oh, okay.
What's your favorite part being a VTuber?
Let's see here. I would say it's fun doing, expressing myself to other people without the pressures of like, I guess being as public, because one thing I have had a history of is I've done like paid professional theater gigs. I have done like drag. I'm also a drag king in real life, and it's nice to be able to not have travel was a pain whenever I did like performance stuff. For a lot of like the performances I've done, I don't have a car, so I've taken like 2-hour bus rides, and on the bus doing like my hair and makeup, and then like rushing into costume.
Yeah.
And with VTubing, I could just roll out of bed and still have a performative like activity that I do and get money for, while not having to worry about like, I have to travel, I have to like wear this heavy costume for like 8 hours. I like, I love costuming. I still do it. I just am focusing a lot on convenience, especially with like work-life balance and, not having consistent rides, because, I've had to stop doing drag the past like year or two because it was in a very like urban area past midnight, and I don't want to travel on public transit at 3 a.m. with like a scandalous outfit and a beard painted on my face.
That's understandable. Also, for me, like that's very understandable, and that's a good, I would say, perfect like way to say why VTubing is better, quote unquote better, than being a face cam, or like showing your face. Like you don't have to wear anything basically. You can be badass naked when you're streaming and nobody cares. Because
which I have done.
I didn't need this information, but thank you.
Laundry costs money, and sometimes I don't want to like have a ton of dirty clothes and I need to pay money to wash constantly. So it's like when I'm at home, I just don't wear as much because then, like, it's just more laundry to do.
But like back to the point that you don't have to. You can be, like I said, you can be badass naked and stream because you are not showing yourself. You're showing your model, and it's totally fine because, well, like I said, doesn't really matter. And like, I would say for me it's that I'm not gonna show my face. That's one of the best things, and I can be more creative with VTubing than my face because I cannot change my face. I'm not going to plastic surgery to change my face. Hell no. But like, I can be a different personality. Like, not different person. I can have a different face with a different model, for example. If I'm gonna order a new model, for example. That's for me the best thing about VTubing. Like, I can be more creative, like with lore videos, like the content in and of itself. I can do whatever basically I can because VTubing doesn't have limitations. Yeah, the limitation is my wallet. Yeah, that's an obvious fact, but like still, I can find.
Yeah.
I can find ways to do more content, like, because I would say probably the way that I want to do content would be I need a green screen, but I don't need that with VTubing.
Feels safer to, like, I feel like I could walk down the street easier and not have to deal with people like recognizing me as much as when I did as much as when I've done acting. I still want to do it. I still try and audition for like gigs and commercials. I've done like answering machine voices, promotional videos for like companies and such. But it's refreshing being able to perform under a name that's not my own.
Would you be interested in voice acting in any, like, for example, in video games, for example?
Yes. Absolutely. It's just so hard to get in that field, hence why when doing voice work, I started in commercials and answering machines. That's where a lot of people get their main income, but if I had the opportunity to voice in a game, I'm taking it.
Well, if you ever are interested, I would say if you like really want to get into voice acting, like I believe Casting Club is one of the websites that people post their like voice acting gigs, and you can just apply to them. Of course, there's different it's Casting Club. I would say is kind of like similar to like LinkedIn or Indeed or like job sites, but it's for voice acting. And like there are multiple websites for that, but like that is, at least I know one of them is Casting Club. And and also with voice acting, it is like you can be basically anyone. Doesn't matter it doesn't matter like your like height, your anything. You can be whatever you want as long as you can do it with your voice. Is the point that I'm saying. You can be what is a good example? You can be a talking rabbit who looks like a horse. With you just have the freaking voice, for example. With what the director is looking for. You can be like whatever, like I said. And like I'm quite happy that freaking people are starting to be quite happy and quite like fans of like voice actors of games, like Ben Starr, for example, or Neil Newborn, Nick. I'm gonna butcher this freaking name, but like the person who plays Resident Evil, like in the remakes, Leon S. Kennedy. His last name is a mouthful for me because I cannot say it appropriately, which I'm sorry. But like he's doing amazing. Yeah, like Neil Newborn, Ben Starr, Nick Apostolides.
I forgot the last name too.
Jennifer Hale. So many others, and like so many others that they bring your that characters to life, and we still can be like more fan-ish with voice actors, like but like I said, I'm happy that they're getting more and more recognized. They're getting more and more recognized of their roles, and they are not like I don't know who voices this character or that. It's like I would say in Japan it's the same with like anime voice actors. Like I would say in Japan quite many, and of course it applies to everyone else, but I would say probably it's more in Japan because they are more like in a display in there than in here. Like in Japan, and people who liked anime a lot, they know who is Eren Yeager's voice actor or Lilo's voice actor or Kuromi's voice actor, etc., etc. And in there is probably even bigger than in the West with game voice actors, because Jesus Christ, anime is quite probably one of the biggest industries in Japan. Probably, I don't know for sure, but probably. The second...
I just remembered another thing I remembered another thing I like about VTubing is when I did stage acting more often than I do now, I have joint issues in almost my entire body. And so it's very physically demanding. A lot of pain. And it's so nice to be able to do performative stuff without having to deal with my joint issues and physical condition as much.
Damn, fair. Like I said, for me, it's the not show my face and the creative side. The second question is, why VTubing and not quote unquote be a flesh tuber? You answered that a little bit already, but if you want to say more, then say it.
I'm fine. I think I've gotten all my points across.
Like I said, for me it was not showing face. Again, I'm saying that all the time. But like, and other was like because the reason why I wanted to become a VTuber is I like anime, and that's maybe for people as well, because they like the anime and they like this character and they kind of like to be this character. Or to some ones, I'm not gonna say her name, but everybody knows who I'm talking about. It's just a business to her. And to some it's just a business, even though I get that. But if you are good enough yourself and your content is good enough, you're gonna be fine. Like, Jesus Christ. But like I said, to some it's just a business, and to some it's a passion. Like for me, I love it. I'm not gonna show my face anytime soon. What gay, like, yeah, basically who you are and what you stream, even though it's already been an almost hour, but still.
Yeah, I'm a variety streamer. I sort of stream whatever I feel like, but my regular stuff lately has been TF2. I try and play TF2 as often as I can because I love that game. Lately, people have been liking my Tomodachi Life series. I'm doing Miitopia, but instead, my party members are all my VTubing friends. I just started playing Seventh Stand User, which is a fan-made JoJo's game. Very, very fun, but not great if you're directionally challenged like me, because you don't unlock the mini-map until later, and I have not gotten to that part yet. Sometimes I'll do reactions, but reactions, karaoke, just whatever I feel like. If people watch it, people watch it. I try not to put myself into a box, because I guess it would make it easier for viewers to, like, I guess, handle me doing other content, because I'm not, like, establishing myself as just one type of streamer.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And like I said in the earlier, there's not right or wrong way to do content creation.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanna do gaming, do it gaming. If you wanna do lifestyle, etc. Do whatever you want, as long as it's TOS. But like, one thing I hate, like I think I already said this, I hate drama channels. Not like the drama channels that just react, or not actually, that was a wrong phrase. Drama channels that just do drama for sake of it, and maybe this is a wrong word, but I feel like they are slop. Like they are like ping ping ping, like 10 minutes recording and then bada bing bada boom, it's done. But like people like, and that's their specific type of content that they make. I just dislike it. Like for example, like Shy Lily is like mainly a gaming focused channel, but like she did a video about the recent drama, and that's fine. Like that's fine, but just do something else with the freaking drama, please. Like, yeah. Like, well, it's just annoying, and that stuff.
I guess the only thing I see it for is just like giving context to situations.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that, I just sort of feel like it's being dragged out.
Yeah.
Like context, I'm fine with, but if it just continuously gets, then again, a lot of times the viewers will often demand like more, talk about it again. But I guess like there's a certain point where, like, you know, at the end of the day, what happened, you know, recently with a certain someone, it's just business. My take on it is, yeah, it was scummy. I've been treated like that before by someone in my life. But some of the things that, like, the way some people are responding is honestly taking it way too far. Like, the way some viewers are, like, taking it way too far.
For me, it's like, I'm a person who wants to give a second try people if they haven't done like anything illegal, like any horrendous crimes. Like, everybody has their own way of seeing a horrendous crime. I'm not going into that, but like, for example, like what she did, yeah, it was pretty much ass move. Yes, absolutely. There's no other way to saying it. But I want to see her improve herself and actually change her ways. And I want to like give a chance, even though maybe to some have said that she doesn't deserve it. In my books, she deserves it, because everybody deserves a second chance. In my books, if you have done like nothing too extreme, like actually too extreme, like beep, something that I'm not, in TOS terms, I'm not able to say it on YouTube. Like, if you have done something like that, go away. You go to a freaking dark corner. Stay there, please. But like, what's the thing that I could forgive? lying, for example, I can forgive. Like of course not right. If someone is lied about something, I like not right away, of course. Like maybe in a year or two, because wounds will heal. I'm not saying that I'm with her. No. She did absolute shit things. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, everybody deserves a second chance most of the time.
Mm-hmm. I know my take on the situation is if you're that paranoid about keeping your position, quote unquote, at the top, maybe being in the public eye is not meant for you.
Yeah, like you're gonna stay in the public eye. No, if you're, for example, if you're a big enough content creator like Chai Lilies or Buff Pop or Camila or Bao, you're gonna stay there. You're like, I hate this that some people say that you're gonna be forgotten in about like a month. Yeah, no. I know that people like humans like like to begin like thanks to TikTok to begin like people staying focused is low. I don't I don't remember the exact term, but people staying focused is lower thanks to TikTok. But still, you are gonna be in if people enjoy your content, you will be watched quite a while. Like, and also if you can make it with making content in enough, that's perfect. Like I don't understand like being absolute the biggest. What, like, bro? If I'm not the biggest, I'm fine. If I'm the biggest, I'm fine. I don't really mind it. Like, I don't care about that. And I think people shouldn't care about being the biggest or making the most money. Make enough money that you can live. Like, I'm only speaking about like content creation, like people who are like obsessed by the freaking being the top content creator or making the most money, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, like
it just sounds like such a miserable mindset.
Like
to constantly think you have to like stake your claim on everything. Maybe being in the public eye is not meant for someone with that mindset.
Yeah, like if my friends, for example, if my friends are like made it to big, like their job is like their job is content creation and they do that as a living, and I would be like, of course I would be happy for them. Like, Jesus Christ, what the hell that takes from me? It doesn't take anything from me. I'm like, congratulations. Nicely done.
I just remembered something.
And that stuff, like,
so I've had a lot of time to think about how to act in the public for one specific reason. It's a fun little trivia fact about my flesh puppet lore, as I call it. So this is how my mom discovered what Reddit was. I have had an older cousin get canceled online before. But he is one of the few people who I say would not deserve forgiveness. I'm not going to get into what he did, but I think because of the falling out his entire career had, very, very big public career, I am very cautious about how people see me on the internet, and I am very aware, like, I'm being watched all the time, and so I would rather have people remember me and my content and my relationships with other people in the content creating world to be positive rather than what a family member of mine went through. And, you know, he kind of deserved it. I'm not going to pretend he didn't.
And also just don't be an asshole on the internet. Just
it's so simple to not be. It's so simple to not be a.
Yep. It is, but in the end of the day, people fucked it up for some reason. So that is what it is.
Ego. It's ego.
Yeah. Only a few more questions and What your plans are for the future?
My hope is to be able to earn enough income from streaming to consider it a part-time job, for one. I guess I just want to make people happy with streaming. Like, I'm also not going to pretend that I would like income from streaming. I'm not going to pretend that I don't want one. Because it would provide a lot of stability for me, especially since I grew up around the poverty line. And it would be a dream to be able to work like this. I have had really bad bosses IRL, not my current boss. They are very kind to me. And it would be nice to, go down the V-Singer route. I just need to find a friend's garage I could record in that doesn't mind noise. And I guess it would be nice to expand my content more. Just be able to, collaborate with more people. Having merch would be great. And I guess I just want to do more. I guess just reach out more into the public eye, grow myself, my brand, and to be able to say that I'm earning a decent income from streaming.
Yeah, and like, I believe that's everybody's dream. The second, actually, the last question that I wanted to ask is what you dislike about VTubing.
One thing I dislike is, again, people forgetting that when you do or say something, people are going to see it. Like, people are going to see it. If you're rude to somebody, they can always talk about it. I've learned this from the theater world. Like, when you're a brat, a diva in a cast, other actors are going to hear about it. Other directors are going to hear about it.
Yeah.
If you're a diva on set, other people in the film world are going to talk about it. And I grew up in that scene, so I'm very used to that mentality. As well as, let's see here, what's another thing? The cost of everything. Like, if I showed my face, I could just, take cute photos of myself to post on social media. But I have to buy art, which is it's expensive. I just paid for a model. I am not going to pay for much art for a little bit until later on. As much as I'd love to post more, it would be great for engagement. It's the cost of everything. It's a very, very, especially when you're still like establishing yourself, it's very costly. But over time, as you start earning more and getting returns, it's going to be worth it in the future. Let's see, what's another thing? Reaching out to people. I have a tendency to, when I have mutuals who I see have a bigger audience than me, I tend to put myself into the mindset, especially like growing up, the way I ended up being raised was, oh, I don't know them like that. And I don't want them to feel like I'm expecting a friendship from them, even though we've talked like twice. And then next thing you know, with someone who is now a close friend of mine in the streaming space, who they have like a much bigger following than me. It turns out I was considered like their friend for about a year or so. And they were like, oh, why does she never talk to me? And then at one point I finally had the courage to enter like an open VC, and they were like, what the hell? Like, I thought we were friends already. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought I didn't know you like that, which is why I'd never really talked to you.
Like, people take them differently. Like, people take differently, like, how people act. I would say that's probably the best way I can say it. Like, and some people take longer to like realize that person, that you are their friend, and some people take shorter time, and it's all differently. People are, like I said, people are different beings, of course. And yeah, I would say that's everything that I wanted to talk about with you. And thanks for joining. Easily.
Of course, thank you very much for having me.
Cici's every social media is gonna be linked down below. Go and follow her in every goddamn social media. If Cici ever stream, if you stumble upon her streams, say hi from Walter. Then then Cici knows that you joined because of this podcast. And yeah.
Hey.
If you ever decide to shop on PoggersShop or Waifuwares, use my code waltercc. Supports me and that stuff. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.